Going for boost. Well, I think going for boost, if you're a boost merchant, like someone like AJ or someone, you go for boost.
100% of the time.
Yes.
Always, every second of every game. Ball's going in your net, don't worry about it. Go get the boost and make sure you've got the full 100 to celebrate with the other team.
Oh God. Never. Yeah, never. Always go for ball.
Yeah.
Number one rule of Rocket League.
Welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, where three aggressively average Rocket League players talk about everything RLCS with your hosts, Ace, Code Red Jack, Kyle Cube, and AJ Binky. So, if you've ever wondered when the best time to go for Boost Over Ball is, you've come to the right place.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show, and thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first episode, welcome. If this is not your first episode, welcome back. Today I'm here with head coach for Kansas State Rocket League and friend of the podcast, Red. How's it going, man?
Going pretty good. How about yourself?
Living the dream. Get to talk some more Rocket League.
Oh, yeah, the best.
Yeah. But today we'll be talking about some roster rumors and roster moves that have been confirmed, some CRL action, most notably the remaining 16 teams that qualified for fall 2023 league play, and briefly going over stuff from stage 1 of the Salt Mine 3 1v1 tournament. So, Red, why don't you take us away with some of the roster moves that have happened so far?
Sure thing. Got a couple roster moves for you guys today. BDS just announced that Exotic and Drawley will be playing alongside Monkey Moon this upcoming season. It's definitely going to be another powerhouse European team. Shocker. OSM and Flitz have announced they are leaving Gaming Gladiators. AJG is off Complexity. Virtuoso is leaving Elevate. And the other way around, Drafinho will be joining Furia. What were we thinking about those roster changes there?
Drafinho playing with Lost and Yan is unreal.
Yeah, that just seems like so many mechanics on one team. They are going to be scary this next season.
Maybe a European like Team Liquid kind of situation. So I'm excited to see what happens with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious to see who Crew is going to replace in place of Drafinho, because he came from Crew, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how the Crew will fill that hole, because he was a pretty notable player for them. So, but that BDS squad: Exotic, Drawley, and Monkey Moon. Drawley, a new face to the scene, I believe.
Yes.
But curious to see what another rookie, a European rookie, got some high bars to meet with Zen. So,
yeah, I mean, I really liked Exotic's play on Carmine Core, so I think this is a good addition for BDS. I think he pairs well with Monkey Moon. But yeah, Drawley kind of an unknown quality. I'm excited to see what happens with that. Flitz, recently acquired by Gaming Gladiators, now quickly off before the season ends. So I'm interested to see what happens there. Maybe he's, changing regions again, because he is a US player, but was in APAC. So I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Yeah, that's really interesting that they picked someone up and then dropped him so quickly. So I wonder if he's trying to pair up with OSM maybe, or if he's just wasn't quite liking the vibes over there at Gaming.
Yeah, I don't know. And AJG missing an open net so bad that he gets kicked from a team.
Every Rocket League player's worst nightmare.
No kidding. That's one of the things you look back on from the last season. It's the biggest what if. I know Disney Plus did the Marvel What If series. What if AJG drops Vitality to lowers in that game? Everything could be different.
Yeah, there were so many crazy things that could have happened from that, but AJG nonetheless now in free agency. Curious to see where he ends up. Couple places he could probably end up, but who knows? Maybe that open net miss will come to haunt him for future teams.
Yeah, that actually could be a fun episode. Doing what if what biggest what ifs in Rocket League? What if Justin doesn't score that 0-second goal? What if HAG doesn't miss that open net? The kind of things that would happen. That'd be interesting.
What if Cloud9 stuck together?
Yeah, Dang. R.I.P. They still have an opportunity to do something pretty cool, but I don't think they're gonna do it.
The copium.
Yeah. But with that, we'll jump into CRL. We'll just list out some of the teams that qualified through qualifier number 2 and have now rounded out the CRL East and West Conference for CRL Fall 2023. So from the Eastern Conference, we have Ball State University, Illinois State University, Fisher College, number 2, Oakland University, Rochester University, Nichols College, Akron Gold, and Bruton Parker College. And then from the Western Conference, we have Borregos, Missouri University of Science and Technology, University of Texas Arlington, University of Kansas, San Diego State University, Colorado State University, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, University of Missouri, and Dragones, Carolina. So the most notable thing, and the thing I think is really the biggest talking point going into CRL league play, is in the Eastern Conference, we have Akron with 2 teams, Northwood with 2 teams, Fisher College with 2 teams. Now that is 6 of the 16 schools or 16 teams are duplicates.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I feel like they should limit it to one university. It just seems like, what's the point in having qualifiers when you can have more than one team in it? Because then it turns into, what university can collect the most highest skilled players with the most funding. You got schools that have a lot more funding and scholarships that can shell out that money to your bubble players, your pro players that are up and coming, and just kind of almost Pokemon collect them all. So
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but I'm not running the show, so
This is true. Well, do you give out scholarships to your players?
we do. We just started recently, so nothing too crazy here at Kansas State, but we've just recently started getting funding from our higher ups to provide scholarships, but nothing that could bring in a Eris level player.
That's similar to where we're at as well, though. Like a lot of these schools that are even qualifying, some of them do not have. It's not a varsity program, right? So it's not like a Division One program. So you're not necessarily getting scholarships. A lot of them do now, but you're not a Northwood, right? You're not bringing in, RLCS level players to compete on your teams. You're not, Akron, and although they're a different animal altogether because their recruiting class from last year included 13 SSLs.
That is absurd. I can barely find one, let alone 13.
So not all of them are scholarship, and not all of them will ever even play for an Akron varsity team. So
Jeez.
like the rich get richer in that case, and like in my opinion, CRL is about the schools and about the players making a name for their school, right? So having multiple teams from the same school kind of defeats the purpose, especially if they play against each other in a sanctioned CRL match, which they will. There will be Northwood versus Northwood, Akron versus Akron, etc. So I mean, it makes it interesting, but why do people want to tune in to watch an in-house?
Yeah. It'll definitely be something that CCA will need to look at for the future, because I can't imagine a lot of people are happy about there being 3 schools having 2 teams, because that's 3 more spots that some of those bubble teams you see where they make it to that final stage, they make it to the finals of quals and miss out by a couple games, and now they have the duplicates. It's like, man, that could have been us.
Yeah, I mean, you think about like Stockton University, right? They made a really deep run in CRL Worlds, and they are not even in CRL this semester. I mean, they got a little bit bracket screwed and stuff like that, but it's interesting to see, because you kind of with CRL, at least in my opinion, you want to continue to grow it, right? And the way to grow it is to have more teams, not more of the same school, but more of more schools, because that brings in more viewers, because that brings in more people, because it increases the overall competitiveness of the Rocket League scene in North America, which is really what they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
I mean, why not? Why don't we just bring back North and South? Go old school.
No kidding. That'd be wild.
I still got that. I think I got a Northern decal back when I was watching college Rocket League when I was just in high school.
Yeah, me too. Those are some cool ones. And then more notably as well on the Western Conference, we have Columbia College as the only school with 2 teams in the Western Conference. But the point still remains the same. I think we're both on the same page that it's really like I don't know if it's like in bad faith or what, but I think that there should be some kind of rule against having multiple teams in CRL.
I agree.
Okay, and with that, we'll now jump on to Salt Mine. Some of the stuff that has happened in Johnny Boy and Chalked Cast's 1v1 tournament. I'll kind of run through. We'll start out in EU. I'll run through Group A. We have Rawas going 4-1. We have TRK going 4-1. We have Vatira going 4-1. We have Oski going 2-3. We have Toxic going 1-4, and we have Shady going 0-5. You want to take us away with Group B?
Sure thing. And I promise I'm reading a different group here, but we got Zen going 4-1, Nuopo going 4-1, Moxie going 4-1, Ocalid going 2-3, Nas going 1-4, and Atao going 0-5.
So those are different groups. There's no 5-0s. We kind of have a weird in Group A. We have a weird like hybrid situation where Rawas loses to TRK, TRK loses to Vatira, and Vatira loses to Rawas. So kind of like a weird like triangle we got going on. We have Zen dropping a match to Moxie, and I can't really say that I saw that coming. We have Nuepo beating Moxie, and Zen beats Nuepo. So another one of those weird triangle things up at the top. So it certainly looks like it's going to be interesting. But we have the way that Salt Mine is going to work is the top 2 players in each group will qualify directly into the upper bracket. The middle 2, so like 3rd and 4th place, will qualify through the lower bracket. 5th place will qualify for stage 2 and have another shot at trying to make the brackets. So from EU, the players advancing to the upper bracket are Rawas, TRK, Zen, and Nuepo. Pretty notable here that 3 of these players are from MENA. In moving on to the playoffs in the lower bracket, we have Vatira, Oski, Mozki, and Ocalid. Moxie, sorry, and Ocalid, another MENA player, which is awesome to see. And qualifying for stage 2, we have Toxic and Nas. Does anything stick out to you about the EU kind of group play from this?
I mean, it feels like it's just following the same pattern of France and MENA just continuing to rule the 1v1 scene over there. I mean, you got Oski making an appearance there, but still, it just everywhere you look, you got, pretty much all of all of MENA running these 1v1s. You got Zen, Vatira in there, and then I'm curious. Moxie's been running the 1v1 scene for a while, but curious to see if and when he lands on a team.
So it's interesting you bring that up because Oski is the only non-MENA, non-Saudi Arabian or French player in the top 4 in either group.
Jeez.
And he's Polish.
Well, Oski, best of luck to you. You got everyone cheering for you besides France and Saudi Arabia. So
yeah. And then moving into NA, we have First Killer going 4-1, CRR going 3-2, Chronic going 3-2, Wavy going 3-2, Beast Mode going 2-3, and Zapatos going 0-5.
And then for Group B, we got Evo going 4-1, Daniel going 4-1, AJ going 2-3. Is that S5 Cosmic going 2-3? Apparently Jack going 2-3, and Race Bull going 1-4.
So no one goes 5-0. I think that's pretty interesting to me. But we have CRR losing to Wavy. Chronic loses to CRR. First Killer loses his match to Beast Mode. So interesting to see Beast Mode take a game off of First Killer. I kind of going into the tournament, I thought that he may be one of the people from NA that might go 5-0. He's a very good ones player. Chronic has a good showing. Evo is really the biggest surprise from me from this group stage. Evo's a good player. He applies to straight currently for Dignitas. What do you think of? Does anything stand out to you so far in the NA scene?
I mean, it definitely feels a lot closer in the NA scene than it does the EU scene. At least looking at these scores in these games, it was close series almost throughout, except for Group B match round 1, where there was 3 straight sweeps. But it definitely looks closer. Love seeing Evo showing out, especially for any Dignitas fans out there. They're probably looking for any inkling of good news. So
yeah, no kidding.
Glad to see him doing well. But otherwise, I mean, first killer at the top. Who surprised no one. The one thing that first killer is not fourth killer in or 14th plan, I guess anymore. So.
Yeah, we were joking last week that we single-handedly mocked FaZe Clan out of Rocket League. So 14th clan is no more.
I've listened to the podcast. I could agree. I think I can agree with that.
No one said that we did, but no one has said that we didn't, more importantly. So
hey, there you go. Might as well take it.
Oh yeah. But with that, players advancing to the playoffs for the upper bracket are first killer, CRR, Evo, Daniel.
I think your mic went out there.
Oh, did I die? Am I back?
Uh-oh, I think I lost you. Oh, you're back.
Okay, cool. That happens occasionally. It's stupid. But players advancing to the playoffs via the upper bracket are first killer, CRR, Evo, and Daniel. Players advancing to the playoffs in the lower bracket are Chronic, Wavy, AJ, Season 5 Cosmic, and qualifying for Stage 2 are Beast Mode and apparently Jack. Anything else that you have to say about any of the Salt Mine stuff or CRL in general?
No, that is the one game mode I try to stay away from, fortunately. So I don't have much to say there other than it's fun to watch. I've seen bits and pieces of it, and it's gotten a lot of exposure, and it's a nice little way to keep the community active during this really long off season.
It certainly is. It seems like the off season is never ending, as we still have another 3 full months plus of no RLCS. So this will certainly go a long way to tide everybody over. But with that, you can find all of Red's information in the description. We'll put it in the episode description as well as we'll tweet it out here later tonight. Also, start looking forward to Boost Over Ball participating in the Bandits on Wheels tournament that is partially tournament organized by iAtomic. We will see how that goes. You'll be able to watch our interesting run, I'll say the least, on Twitch, and we'll tweet those links out as well. But with that, thank you guys so much for listening. Remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join our Discord, and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts, as it really helps us out. Check out our YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and a merch store that's inbound soon. All of these links and more can be found on our website at www.boostoverball.com. And from all of us here on the show, thank you, and as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball.
Thank you for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website, www.boostoverball.com, and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts.